welcome to We Podcast episode 1. Thanks for listening, I guess. This is going to be hopefully the first of many where we're just going to sit, we're going to talk, and we're just going to see where it goes, I suppose. I'm pretty looking forward to it. I am Clarky, and I'm here with Phil as well.
Hello. It's not my real voice.
Yes, so yeah, we're just I think we're both just really excited to get going. We've been planning this for quite some time.
It's been too long.
Yeah, so it's going to be good to get everything going and seeing what you guys think. I suppose first and foremost, whenever we first actually really planned it, as always,
It's like
there
a
was
month ago.
yeah, way longer now.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. We were out at
No, it wouldn't have
Voodoo.
been.
We were in Voodoo in,
So-
in Belfast. We were in Voodoo.
Was it for Christmas? No, for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Way before Halloween.
Yeah, it was before
That was
Halloween.
the start of October.
We were in December.
That's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
2 months. That's
Yeah.
not been 2
Yeah.
months since we've been planning this.
Yeah, we
That's
have done a lot. Of
We've
planning.
done nothing.
No, we have done a lot
We've
of
done
planning.
nothing in 2 months.
We have done a lot. Like we have a
All
cool
we've done-
image.
All we've done is we've drank tea. You came around to my house and we've drank tea for about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and we've done nothing in 2 months. That's what's happened here.
Hey, I got to know your dad.
Yeah, more than one I know my own dad, to be fair. That's crazy. I can't
Yeah.
believe it's been that long.
It has, yeah, and
I can't believe that.
yeah, it all literally came from
Four pints and
a bit of drink, and then
packet
we
of
just
crisps. Yeah.
randomly started talking about
Why people don't talk anymore. It's
yeah,
basically one of the things. But then we were like,
what could we do with this, and
and
then
then podcasts have been around for years now. Like everyone's starting a podcast.
Mm.
We're no different now, I suppose.
no, we are one of them.
We've joined them. One
Yeah.
of.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't really know. We're hoping really it goes somewhere that we can sort of get a bit of a following or something, maybe, or
Mm.
even just try and get our own opinions out there, or because we don't really think there's not really an awful lot of people that do talk.
Not properly. I mean, a lot of people fill I think anyway, a lot of people fill space with empty sort of conversation.
And words.
Yeah, like there's not enough anymore of saying, I don't feel great, or, how did this go for you? Like that really hit home for me whenever, I think I said to you before, whenever I said to one of the guys that, we would talk to quite a lot, like, tell me something personal about the people we talk with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Not video game related, not
Movie related.
not movie, just tell me something that is happening in their life right now. And they were like, well, you know what? I can't. And that's when seriously.
What?
Genuinely, they were like, I can't. And that's whenever I first sort of was like, these guys are my friends, and it's more important to know about them than about a movie or about a TV show or whatever. As much as I love movie and TV, etc., games, whatever, sports, I could go on, but I'll stop. But
Sports. No one
but,
likes sports, really. They just say that to be more manly. That's all it is.
yeah.
Yeah. I like football.
Oh, me too, yeah. Me too, it's got a nice shaped ball. So, but that's, I don't know.
Crazy.
No, seriously. And that's, I don't know, I guess that's where it came into the point where I sort of thought, and that's when I was, sorry, that's
Just
when I was listening.
drew the line. That's
yeah,
enough.
no, that was it. I was like, that's wrong, because it was around the sort of time where I really, like, I started listening like hardcore to podcasts, very specifically the Nerdist podcast, and
Plug in.
oh, I love it. Like, it's so good. But like, if anyone hasn't listened to that podcast, I would genuinely recommend it. It's awesome. So many celebrities, etc. Really worth listening to. But that is the first thing that I genuinely like. It's the first time I fell in love with a podcast. So good. So many of your heroes that are on there.
He gets an awful lot of people.
Oh, he does.
An
Like
awful
so
lot of
many, and it all sort of started. I was listening to, or I was watching Cosmos. You ever seen that?
No.
With Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I know him, like, but I don't
Yeah.
know him personally. Like,
He's a nice
he's my
guy.
best friend.
No, it's really good. It's on Netflix.
Oh.
But I was watching that and I was really interested. And then I saw him post on on Twitter. Chris Hardwick posted on Twitter about he's doing a podcast with him. I started listening to those. I've listened to well over 100 of his alone.
It's a lot of
Oh,
hours.
of his alone. Yeah, like
Does his voice not get boring though?
no, he's not like me. He's not like me.
Hello,
He's
my
not like
name is
me.
Clarky, and I'm here to tell you about my life
he has
in
tone.
podcast form.
And it's off. No,
My life in 5 minutes or less.
But,
I don't know. Well, I get what you mean. Like, I mean, I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, like, but I don't know. These are all just like MMA and smoking weed. That's basically all that is. Like, there's no real innovation. It's just like who could talk the biggest pile of crap. But it's very good. It's good.
It's good. It's easy listening.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
easy. Like that's actually one thing that I really wanted to make sure, or that I would hope that we would get across as well, is that we mentioned about the white noise talk, basically, that people go on about already, but is that
Just no one's
like
at home.
what I love in a podcast is when it's not just white noise, is when it's you think when you're in a podcast, you're like, oh god, that'd be awesome if I could do that.
Yeah.
Or people say people are far too addicted to their phones, or people are far too addicted to social media.
Well, that's 2017 for you. That's
Yeah,
modern life.
that's the modern day. But and it's true, people are. But until you actually hear someone else say it, and you're like, oh, that's me. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
you don't think, and
Yeah.
like, I think that would be a really awesome thing if anything could come out of this. For me, this is only for me. I'm obviously not going to speak for you, but for me, I would love to challenge somebody's way of thinking
Yeah.
about something. So
It'd be very difficult because they just wouldn't know what to do. They'd be like put on the spot and then that'd be it.
no, but I
They
don't
wouldn't
know.
what
I
they'd
mean,
be like,
not in the way to be like, hey asshole. No, I mean, if you were to go like, say I was to mention, as I said at the start, about people, we said at the start, about people not actually having a meaningful conversation. And
or a conversation in general.
Yeah, like, or, it doesn't always have to happen through a screen or through a headset. And it doesn't always have to just be about, oh, did you see X, Y, Z on Twitter? Or did you see this?
Yeah.
Like, you can go out and be like, how's work?
Yeah, life is very social, media oriented.
Yeah, so, like,
yeah.
in that sort of way, like, I don't mean, like, getting
But that's
people to feel
it's
bad.
a podcast. People listening going, do you hear about that podcast? Do you hear about this podcast?
I really hope so.
Well, not this one. As such,
I really
but,
hope
mean,
so. But,
It's
like,
strange how it just takes over people's lives and their brains.
yeah.
It's like in the morning, the first thing you do is check your phone.
And I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, so am I.
100%.
Yeah,
and
so
that's
am
not
I.
just to turn off my alarm.
It's I would just scroll through Facebook.
Yeah. I like to
Yeah.
look at on this day in Facebook, see what an asshole I was.
I,
in the
don't-
last,
I
like,
hate that because it's always stupid photos of me. Like when I was like 12, or not 12, like, but I mean like what, 15, 16.
Is that when you had a mini beard?
It's when I had one strand coming out my nose that
You had a
joined with
nose
my
pube.
lip. A nose pube.
You just like curl it round to make like
Yeah,
a skinny
I did.
goatee.
That's what I did. Yeah. I hate all that sort of stuff. I can't stand going back in the day and looking at all that on this day stuff.
See, I
It
look
goes
at it
back
and
for
wonder
years.
what happened.
Yeah.
I look at myself and I was like, I think, like, one, to all my friends, thank you for still being my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then to any new ones, thank God you didn't see that.
Yeah.
Because that's, it's terrible.
But then again, it's like it's different between. When was Facebook done? When was it made? Like
I joined in 2010, I think.
7 years ago.
Yeah, I joined Facebook like 7 years ago.
That's a long
No,
time.
hold on. It wouldn't be 2010, would it? What age am I?
What age am I?
No, I would have joined Facebook maybe actually 2008.
That's ridiculous. Like
Maybe before. I was like
Almost.
15.
it's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, 2008.
And you're thinking of going back and looking at on this day 10 years ago whenever you first joined Facebook and stuff.
I
don't think
punished
so.
myself.
That's just a bad idea.
That's a
It's a
daily
recipe for
punishment.
disaster. that
It's a
is.
daily punishment.
But then you look at it, you like whenever you're like 10 years ago with your friends and stuff that maybe aren't even around anymore, and you're like, what was I doing?
No, to be honest, like that's perfect. It's a perfect example of why I would not want that to happen to my friends now. I don't want to look back
Yeah.
in 10 years and think, oh, I wish I'd have known more about them, or, why did we fall out? Oh, because that show ended. or
You
because
wouldn't fall over
no,
someone.
but I
'cause
mean, if you don't have
that
anything in
show's
common
finished.
anymore, or whatever, like if you don't have anything in common with people, then you're obviously not gonna stay in touch. There's no
Well, I
point.
suppose so, but then again, you can't really put down a common interest being the basis of your friendship and stuff, though, can you? Because I mean, obviously, whenever you're at a pub and stuff, and you can like meet new people, and they're like, "Well, did you go and see, or have you seen this? Have you seen that?" I say that's fair play. That's a starter conversation. But then you get to know them.
But do you if you don't talk?
Well, I talk to people.
Yeah, but you're a nice guy.
I am a nice guy. I do talk to people. I ask them every day how they feel. Well, not every day, but a good chunk of the week it's spent. No, it's not. It's not. Really,
It's spent visiting the elderly,
I
giving out clothes and food
It's
banks
just- it's
because you don't just give out the food.
I eat the food. I don't know. It's just really strange these days because, like every year, like more technology is getting brought in, and it's just taking out the middleman. Like that's all it is. Like the connection between you and a friend's just gone. It's just like all it is just you either talk to them through, like you said, like a headset through. I don't even know, like what texting. What else is there?
It's
Video calls, but then again, that's more social than what text would be, isn't it?
well, no, certainly. I mean, it is obviously more connected. Everyone's more connected, but we're,
Less.
in my opinion, further apart.
Oh, no,
Like,
definitely. Yeah. But sure, there's been people that said about that for years as well, for even books and all been written on it as well. And it's strange to think, like in maybe like 5 years' time,
we'll be looking at each other
Yeah.
through augmented reality goggles or something.
yeah, it'd be like you'd rather talk to your friend in a virtual reality game than actually talk to them in real life, you know? Because it may be like if your friend lives in Australia or something, you could just walk to his house in virtual reality. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
you're making it sound better than real life.
that's the I didn't want to do that. That's anti what I want to do, but
No, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like, technology is amazing and it's cool and it's really, really, really useful. But
it's also quite useless as well.
no, but but at the same time, like, I suppose my take on why I really hope, what I hope to get from this, I suppose, more than anyone else, is
No, don't be all about yourself, like.
well,
It's all about me and my podcast.
no, but you know, I mean, like, what I really hope is that, even if like one person was to, as I say, listen to this and think, good point.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then, as I say, if
But
people
people aren't stupid. Like, surely
No.
people would
No,
be
no,
thinking
definitely
themselves at some point, being like, "Yeah, no, that guy's got a point." Or even in your own time, when you're alone in your room playing Xbox, maybe going, "I should really talk to my friends more. Or I should go out more. Or I should do something a bit more."
yeah.
You know.
Well,
but I mean,
I have tried.
not very well. Honestly, it seems because we're doing this now, so.
Yeah.
This is the stepping stone to creating more friends. It seems for you, and being like, I want to talk to more people, get my.
This is
opinions out
more
there
me
and-
talking at people.
Yeah.
If I was religious, I'd be a minister.
Well, hopefully, just people do listen. You know,
Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool. To have a bit of an audience that maybe gets a bit involved too.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome, I think.
Send you their nudes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very involved.
Help me out, I've got a problem. No, that's you don't.
That's not a problem.
not a problem for me.
And I'm not a qualified doctor.
No, but I agree. I mean, if we were to even get somewhere through to someone, at least, you know, that'd be pretty nice to
That'd be pretty cool.
to hear back, at least even in a YouTube comment. Although YouTube doesn't really have an awful lot of friendly people on it anymore.
YouTube hates you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, it does.
YouTube is a vendetta against you specifically.
Well, yeah, and an awful lot of creators.
How
Like,
dare you post a video banned?
but it didn't even do it. Like, it just did it all three in one go. It's like, oh, you got a video there. It's bad video. Take that one down. Oh, you got a bad video there too. That's another bad video. Take that one down. It's your third time, sir. It's like, oh, well,
You are banned.
it's not even that. They all went to my junk email as well, so it didn't. Even,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like,
That was rough.
oh, that's it wasn't nice. Like, so
No.
right before we were gonna do this as well. Right before we were gonna do any of this and where we were gonna put it, because my YouTube was the one that was gonna be posted on, and then obviously the wee podcast one.
Yeah.
And then
Rock on nicely on YouTube.
oh yeah, well we'll get to that at the end, but you know, thanks for posting that in there, little plug in there. It's just whenever that got sort of deleted or what did it say? Did it say banned? Didn't say banned, did it? Oh, no, it was. It was permanently banned.
Yeah, it was gone forever. Like you were never.
It was gone forever.
You were never getting that
Yeah.
back until you like actually had to.
I had, emailed them. I was like, "What's wrong? What's happened?"
Twice.
Yeah. So that would have been a really bad idea. Just having nothing. Well,
Yeah.
we could have. Well, I would have got like 152 subscribers or something like. But I think one of them is me, and I think one of them is the podcast channel. So that's not very good. But having nowhere to put it on, would be awful. Apart from Reddit, but then Reddit's like, it can also be pretty bad.
Reddit will be interesting. I mean, I've only really started using it recently.
I've never used it.
No?
Well, I've used it for like maybe like gaming videos and stuff, but I never like use it for information or like podcasts or anything like that. No.
I like reading. I read it every so often. I wouldn't be a very avid user, but because I don't really understand how to use it. Like I read things, but like see if I try and post something, it's like put in a title of, make sure that it says this and there's no spoilers and you can blank out this stuff. And I'm sitting there feeling like a 70-year-old man looking at an iPhone being like, what's going on? Like, I just don't know. So, like, I go on and, like, read more than anything else. So,
well, hopefully they get using it more than they've done this.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I hope so, because if not, then it's not getting posted to Reddit.
Do you have followers on Reddit?
No.
Oh.
I don't
We don't know
think
how to use
so.
it. We're not old, by the way.
No.
We're not even 30 yet.
Not even 25.
What is Reddit? It's terrible.
Have I read what? No,
Just Twitter and Facebook's the height of my social media.
What I get from Reddit is that you can upvote or downvote things, and you have what's called karma, and karma is your upvotes against your downvotes. So if you post something and say 50 people like it and 2 don't, you get 48.
Oh, okay.
So like, I don't know, say I posted on the podcast Reddit just for the sake of it, and I said, look guys, in fact, I'll tell you what I did. So I was waiting for the train one morning, and I had been listening to the podcast the day before, and I went on and seen some people were like posting, being like, oh, it's so hard to get an audience.
For podcast?
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
That's good for us.
Yeah, it's good to know. That's good to know. But what do you call it? So basically I posted then just a thing, just saying I keep it up, just keep going, because it's people that do podcasts.
Party with the wisdom.
Oh, I was so in there with the moral support. But I came in obviously really something short, just saying, look, I think it's great that you're doing it. I really wish I could do it, and now we are. But
strange.
Like I posted on it basically just saying, look, keep going. I mean, if you don't have an audience, it's still an art form. And
it's the same thing as YouTube creators as well, because they were being blasted years ago for creating content and
millionaires.
Yeah, some of them are millionaires now, but it was all like, oh, these guys don't have real jobs and stuff. It's like, well, I mean, in the day, what is a real job?
Yeah,
clarify what a real job is.
Well, that's so true. And then you get like Zoella standing on her like 12-day Abbott Academy and like, look at me now, bitches.
Yeah, it's true though, but it's strange how people can go from A to B and be like you say, millionaires. But I mean, if you've got people there that want to do podcasts and stuff that aren't getting an audience, then there's nothing else you can do but just keep going.
Just keep trying.
Unless, of course, you lose the love for it. But
no, well, yeah, exactly. You're bang on there.
Yeah.
Exactly. You need to actually enjoy it, which is why I think that night in Voodoo, we both like, yeah, fuck that, let's just do it.
Yeah, well, Voodoo is a bar, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's a very lovely bar in Belfast.
Yeah, it was a good night out. The first time I'd ever been there. I really enjoyed it.
What was that for? Was it 80s night? Was
Kyle's
it?
birthday?
Kyle's birthday. Was it Cheesy's? Was it Cheesy night or something in Voodoo?
Don't know.
I can't remember.
No idea.
Very, very bad songs though. Bar like the 5 weeks.
I enjoyed it. Downstairs I thought was pretty good. We were all sitting as a wee group, just sitting chatting and whatever.
Yeah.
Pardon me. And what do you call it? That's where all this sort of came from, I suppose.
Well, that's why it's more of a memorable night now, because it's sort of brought something up.
And it was one of those ones where after a few drinks you were sort of like, wake up the next day like, oh my god, what did I say?
You talk so much crap.
I know, you talk so much crap. And then you're like, oh right, okay, I'll give it like 24 hours, play it cool, and then text them and be like, yeah, so we're actually going to do this.
Are we going to do this podcast thing, or are we just talking as much crap as I was talking? It's like, no, I'm being serious, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But it's strange how it sort of came apart. Like, I mean, I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have the experience as well with your YouTube commentary and stuff.
if you could call it commentary.
It is.
It's not really commentary. It was more like, I mean, the UFC one was more commentary stuff, but
Punch him again, punch him again
in the nuts. But the GTA one was just like me being on with friends and just being absolute idiots. I guess it wasn't really commentary as such, but
even like, what was the one you showed me? The Watch Dogs fix.
oh yeah,
You know, like you were explaining, and
well, to be fair, the reason why I did that was because I went online and there was loads of people going, I have the same problem and there's no one to help me and stuff. And it was all guys just like commenting and saying how to do it and stuff. I was like, well, if you can get a YouTube video and literally show them how to do it on your screen, then hopefully it'll help. And it did. It's like 16 views a minute, but it's been about
16 views.
Sorry, 16 whole
I
people.
helped 16 people.
16k views, yeah.
16
and it's like, what, it's 2 years old to be fair, so
Still?
it's not too bad. It's alright. It was alright from the first, like, 14th or 15th video or something it was, so I thought whenever that took off, I was like, oh yeah, that's me.
Here I go. Watch me go.
The next video was like 78 views. I was like, yes! Made it!
Just wait though.
I'll check an hour later. 79 views. Oh! And I went on to it. It's like got 17 downvotes. It's like, oh, I made a bad video. YouTube's gonna ban me. But it never did until recently, which I thought was very strange. But that 3 strike system's a pile of crap. Like, I mean, if any of our videos for this podcast get flagged for some stupid reason, I don't know what we're gonna do.
We'll get done for advertising for mentioning Voodoo twice.
It's hardly advertising.
You're like, oh, 80s night. Thursday nights, 2 p.m.
If only. If we could do that, I get a sponsor from Voodoo. Get free pints. It costs 20 quid a pint.
We got one more excellent ideas.
No, but I'm glad that night happened though. We managed to get something out of it, and I didn't realise it was been 2 months.
Yeah, no,
I
genuinely.
didn't realise it had been 2 months
to
start a podcast. People would just go and buy a microphone and a computer and then go, yep, started, that's us done.
But what I thought was really good though was the fact that we made the social medias.
Oh,
like, you know,
first.
you spent time, like, well, say you, like, it literally was you, I was just there. Like, you know, we, I like, did my usual.
Accomplice.
I just supervised. Thanks, Spar. No, like, literally.
That's super. Yeah. Okay.
I think, what was it, with the actual image, it was, we decided we needed one, come up with terrible ideas.
Yeah.
Like, so bad.
It's like, why were we even thinking of that?
Yeah,
sort of
they
stuff?
were horrendous.
Yeah,
And
that was all your ideas, so
yeah.
I'll blame you for that one.
No, but then only after, then I got home, I drew the wee pictures.
Yeah, it's funny how whenever you got home, that came apart, you know.
It's your fault.
All these ideas are in my own mind, and then as soon as I get home, I just do it, and then there you go, Phil, you do it.
And then
You create it
I pass it
on the
over.
PC, you do
Yeah.
that, yeah? Or on the PC.
That's what it was.
The PC.
The computer.
The computer.
On the computer, on the laptop. No, but like, that's what I mean. Like, literally it was, I have ideas and I don't know how to do it. And then you take the idea
And I do it.
and you do it.
I do it.
So
Very practical.
Or
man.
like, the perfect example is at the start of this, everyone will have heard that that awesome theme tune that you made. It's so good. That was completely from scratch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sick. So good.
Well, it's not that good.
It is that good. You do not disparage yourself. It is that good.
It's like a news bulletin.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's so good.
Well,
Like,
it's not the official tune of the podcast, I don't think, is it? I don't know.
I hope so. Cause I think it's fantastic.
You never know. I might create a new one. It might be even better.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll
I
see how
think it's
people
awesome.
like it. And then,
I think it's awesome.
well, yeah, but that's only 1 out of 2 people. That's one of the 2 hosts. You know,
So
it's not good. As long as the 2 of the 2 hosts like it, then you're sweet.
well, I think it's awesome. I think you did a great
Well,
job.
I do appreciate that.
I think you did a great job.
Awful kind.
And I really hope everyone likes the image because I think it is like so awesome.
It sits us down to the T. Like,
Yeah.
it honestly.
No
does.
pun intended.
Oh yeah, yeah, tea. Yeah, but yours is a lot darker. Yours is like coffee than.
You know
tea.
I don't like much milk in that too.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, but I mean, I don't know.
It was so much fun. I really enjoyed the build up to it too.
I enjoyed the build up, but I didn't realize how long it took.
No, well, I suppose it's a matter of I would.
We
put
did
us-
do an awful lot, to be fair.
Yeah, there was work.
We did.
Yeah, there was work.
It wasn't
Whoa.
all tea.
Did you hear that,
It
Tom?
wasn't all tea and games. You know.
Yeah, like we did put a lot of work in, and I hope it shows. That's one thing I was thinking.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, you don't want to be.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a half-half. You don't want to have a half-assed podcast. It would be like
No.
just put it up just to be like, oh yeah, so welcome to blah, blah, blah.
You trying to make fun of me or something?
No, okay. Well, not you specifically, but I mean, if you want to just like open a podcast and be like, yeah, so I'm going to open this because I want to be famous, or I want to be like, I want to talk about stuff that you don't even want to listen to, but you'll still listen to it because you're my fans.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to bring up. You don't want to be stupid like that. Obviously, that's putting down people that have podcasts just for that specific reason. But
hey, fair play if they're making money.
yeah, if they're making money, then fair play to them. Like, but
Yeah.
they need to be put in the bin and then put in the dump somewhere over there. Like, but no, I think we're gonna hit the nail on the head.
I hope so.
When it comes to a good few episodes and stuff, because we have got quite a few, like what, 5 or 6 weeks sort of lined up.
6 weeks so far.
So if it goes somewhere within the 5 to 6 weeks, then we're doing something right, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, I feel as though the amount of work we put in,
it
shows. I think it will show not only like in how great all the stuff looks, but I mean, like, I think it's going to show in how much that we actually want this to
work.
Yeah, like, you know, as you said, like, we spent many hours.
A lot more hours than I thought we did.
Yeah, but things aren't easy. Like, whenever you actually want something to work, planning stuff is hard.
No, definitely, yeah.
Like,
it is
planning
hard.
stuff is hard.
It's even doing it, I think, because the more, like, people do say, like, time flies when you're having fun. I genuinely do believe that.
Yeah, yeah.
And all that time spent, like, it's been 2 months, like you said, and I didn't even think it was 2 months.
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
Was it once a week or something we met up, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 1 week we met twice.
Yeah.
But that was only 1 week. And that was for...
Only the one. Yeah.
No, like, literally, and that was for, like, 3 hours,
That's
4
true.
hours at a time.
Yeah. We've done pretty well, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
To get it sorted, and hopefully to get it to where we want it to be in a couple of months, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if we get a good avid amount of listeners at some point, it'd be nice, but it's just trying to build it up and trying to build the audience, like you said earlier on. But if people are struggling, like you say, just keep pressing on, and hopefully you get somewhere with it.
Yeah, and that's why I sort of posted what I did on the Reddit. On the Reddit. Yeah, that's what I posted on the Reddit, like, for... I don't even know if that's right.
Is it not on Reddit, just?
I don't know!
On the Reddit. You see those pictures on the Facebook me or something?
Get off my lawn! No, I mean, like, that's why I posted on Reddit, on the page thing.
Yeah.
I made a Reddit, and I posted, but that's why I did it, because, like, if people had put them on, I don't know how to say this, but if people did put the sort of work that we did in, and we were at that point working.
We don't have big heads, by the way. We're just sort of saying this just.
I don't think there's any shame in saying we put work in.
No.
People might think it's shit. But that's fine.
That's true.
But that is fine, because
we set ourselves up to fail so miserably here.
But people might think it's shit, and that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's obviously not going to be for everyone, but we.
Well, it should be. That's how things should end. 50,000 listeners by December. The end of December. We're in December.
Oh, but like, that's why I posted it, because if those guys had put work in to make it work for them, like what they wanted, then I remember, like, I was
nice time.
I was thinking at the time, like, that I would never want to feel like these guys were by posting stuff like, we're thinking of packing it in. Like, literally one guy was like, I'm thinking of packing it in after 3 years.
3 years?
3 years.
Jeepers.
Yeah, and like, obviously, maybe he was expecting, this explosion.
You can't have expectations when you're doing these things.
No. Like, you just have
to. Look at me with YouTube. I was like, whenever that 16k video came out, I was like, I haven't made it. I'm going to be the next PewDiePie.
And
57 million subscribers and stuff. And
watch my Watchdog video.
I got like 153, and 2 of them were people I know.
Yeah, but still, I mean.
Or sorry, people I am. Because I'm me, and I've subscribed. Can you subscribe to yourself anymore? I didn't even know.
Well,
Can you?
either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
But you
like,
can't have expectations coming into it. But 3 years is a long time
yeah, but like think
to
of the
not
like.
get anywhere.
But it's maybe not that he wasn't getting anywhere, but maybe as you said earlier, maybe he
Didn't
didn't
get
have the love and didn't actually want.
But after 3 years, surely to God, you couldn't just give up after 3 years and not
That's
have
yeah,
at least one drop period and being like, I don't want to do this anymore.
you would think, and the guy could have just been saying that, but at the same
True,
time,
yeah.
like if after 3 years he was thinking, look, this isn't where I wanted to be, etc., and instead of just changing and saying, right, well, maybe I'll do this different. Not personally, not being like, oh, I need the difference. I need to be completely
I
different
need to be
person.
a better social person.
Yeah, like I'm gonna join a church. I'm gonna be a God guy. No, like literally, what? Like
a what? A God guy?
Yeah,
Is that like a superhero or something? Is it?
I'm obviously an old man in a young guy's body.
The Reddit.
The Reddit.
Oh dear.
I think in the Facebook. No, but like instead of looking at the podcast and saying, right, what can I do different? Which is something I actually think would be really cool for this. Is that if we got feedback, obviously that's something we've already spoke about.
Yeah.
That we will take it
into consideration.
And if there is genuine feedback of people saying
to make things better, even
Yeah.
if it's not working for something or
exactly, if some people would like something discussed, or if people think, oh, you guys speak so fast, which
Yeah.
we know we do, by
Yeah.
the way.
yeah.
So if you do find that an issue, let us know.
And we will not change in any way.
And we will. We will let you know how to slow it down on your computer. No.
Could you imagine? Hello there.
No, but like, obviously that's something
Robot
that we
voices.
obviously have. That is something we obviously have spoken about already.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only our first episode, so it's trying to get things sorted and trying to get things not perfect as such, but that work well for us. Because obviously we don't want to be talking too fast and then being like, "Well, I'm going to change that for the second episode," because it is just normal chat. We're not trying to do anything.
No.
We're just talking, and trying to talk
exactly.
in a different manner is going to be very difficult to do.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think-
obviously we don't want to be sitting talking to each other in a way that we wouldn't normally
yeah.
sit in. Like as you say, over the last 2 months,
Yeah.
a lot of these hours spent, and we
Mhm.
obviously have done other things like outside.
We're
haven't-
just nerds.
Yeah,
Nerds for podcast. We're not nerdcasts.
I'm so freaking proud of it. I don't even care.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like in terms of like going, like going out, like we obviously do that, but within these like hours of like just chatting and whatever, like we obviously said as well that we wanted to be authentic.
yeah, well, definitely.
You know.
Yeah, you couldn't be fake
No,
in this sort of thing, could you?
no. Well,
I
you
don't
probably
know.
could, but that's I think where people will see through it.
That's a long time of being fake, though, isn't it? Like an
Yeah.
hour a day or an hour a week or something. Or
I don't know. The Kardashians do it on TV.
Oh yeah, right.
So-
Now, yeah, that's
Can't-
reality. Yeah, right enough. Reality TV is a very good
Yeah,
example
exactly.
of that. Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
How did I forget about reality TV there? How did I forget
because
about
it's not worth watching.
It's true. Very true. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just.
I get it.
But you know what? I suppose it's not for me. So
It's not for me either, but I mean, it's
probably why we're friends.
it's probably why we started this podcast. That's one reason, but I don't know. I don't really know if you could get like any different. I mean, there's no way you could just change yourself.
No.
3 years is a long time just to be, unless it was just getting really boring or something. I don't
Well,
know.
I think like another thing we've also discussed is that it needs to be kept fresh. You know,
yeah,
like we couldn't come on every time and be like,
the same thing.
yeah, we couldn't
No.
keep coming on and plug in why we're doing this because eventually everyone would be like, yeah, we know.
We know.
Yeah. So,
Shut
like,
up.
In terms of
God,
keeping
these
things-
guys.
Why do you even listen to this?
Jerk off.
But that's why like I listen to the specific podcasts that I would
Oh, I'm the
enjoy.
same, yeah. But
You know,
then, yeah.
You
no, I
you would
get
say
it.
you listen to Joe Rogan, which is different every week.
Oh, it is, but he's
They
also
speak about the same topics,
It's not
but
even
it's
that.
just so
like,
wide ranging.
It's not even that. Like sometimes he doesn't. Like he's obviously a comedian as well. He's a
Mm.
comedian first before he's everything else. But
Yeah,
whenever we're going into UFC and stuff, like he's a commentator and all there. But he gets guys in from different comedic backgrounds and mixed martial arts backgrounds, and it's all different people.
Mm.
But sometimes it does get brought back into MMA and stuff like that. But it's just most of the time I think he's high as a kite.
Yeah.
And not an
It's
awful
just
lot
not
of stuff
for him.
gets done,
Yeah.
though. But I mean, he even talked to your man. What do you call him? Brian, the science man. Brian
Brian
Cox.
Cox?
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Talked to him as well about quite a lot of stuff, and he was just like, Brian Cox is just blowing Joe Rogan's mind. He's just like,
he would.
"What, really?
He would. Yeah.
But
he
again,
would.
he could have been high as a kite again that day as well. So, but if he was in fair play, he's probably even looking in space right now and thinking he's a spaceman. You never know. But
No, I mean those sort of guys. Like I think speaking to the likes of Brian Cox or
someone
we mentioned
someone
Neil-
with so much knowledge.
yeah, like to the point with it, like Neil. Like for example, I mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson earlier. Like whenever he talks in that program Cosmos and on the podcast,
Yeah.
he talks about. He's obviously he's into astrophysics, and like some of the stuff you're just like, oh, seriously, get out of my head.
Yeah.
Like it is insane. Like
Yeah.
it is so like beyond the realms of what I grasp.
But then that's the thing. You could also put that down to is you're like maybe we're not that stupid and he just talking the biggest pile of crap. Maybe that's not. Maybe that's not all real. We're just like, nah, this guy's just talking.
He's so smart. Whatever he says,
is right.
we're like,
yeah,
yes,
I-
speak me more.
I agree. I agree. Go and
Like-
talk to your friends. Did you know? No, neither did I. But now I do.
Like,
Now you do.
do you ever listen to his podcast?
No. I think I've only ever seen him on some American game show. I think maybe it was.
Oh, his is really interesting. He's in with Bill
I don't think
Nye.
I could listen to it because it,
You know, he does Bill Nye, like with Bill Nye, like the two of them.
Yeah,
Bill
but
Nye, the science guy.
Yeah, but they're very, very smart. I don't think I could just like listen to them because
It
like,
honestly, like,
my head would hurt because of their words. I'd be like, no, I don't know.
what they say is just so like, it's just honestly you can actually I feel thick, but at the same time like I'm learning. Well, I feel like I'm learning.
Maybe you're not the enemy. I learned a lot of words there, but I have no idea what the meaning of
Did you
any of
know
them.
there's a space like
And a space program.
what?
Yep.
No, like whenever he does the Cosmos one, it's like I think someone did it before him. I can't remember exactly who it was.
I never watched this. So I can
No, I'm not. I think it was like a reboot, but the way he does it is, for want of a better term, dumbed down, but he still uses the
terms.
like.
Yeah.
I think what his sort of goal is, and I don't know whether Brian Cox might be the same. I think he was in Belfast recently,
Yeah, he did
but
a big,
did like a show in the
yeah,
Odyssey.
he did a big tour. Yeah.
But like, I think they may be the same. Is sort of getting people into the
Into
sort of
science.
STEM subjects.
Yeah, it's
you know?
true. Yeah, because I don't know. I think it's more America that
Yeah.
are into that sort of stuff. Like there's an awful lot of Americans that I think Brian's the only one in the UK. I think that even remotely tries to get out there that I
He's-
know of anyway.
He's the only one in pop culture.
yeah,
that
that
makes
tries to
sense.
get his views across and his own. He should just put his brain in some sort of thing.
Computer.
Yogurt.
Computer.
I thought you said yogurt. Yummy. No, yeah, just link him up to the computer, and just like throw it into the world. I think he could probably blow up the world with his mind. Like not like Superman, but like just in general.
There was what did you call the astronaut? Was it Tim Peaks?
Oh yeah, 10 pigs. Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Yeah. Even whenever he went, sure,
Stand
he
on
was like,
mountains.
huh?
Stand on mountains.
No, like him,
Pigs
like
are white- no.
he,
Okay.
no, he,
That joke's failed so bad.
on audio. But
Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
Whenever he went to space, I even remember, like, I could not tell you another astronaut, British astronaut.
Oh.
Tim Peaks, right? That was his name, wasn't Peaks. But whenever he went,
What?
I think it was just Tim Peak.
Was it 10 pig?
I think so.
Oh.
I could be wrong. If we are wrong, let us know.
Don't. 'Cause
All
we'll
about the
we'll feel
learning.
extra stupid.
All about the
I don't
learning.
know what you're talking about. I don't even create a podcast.
Every day's a school day. What, this isn't a video? No, like whenever he went to space, I remember I literally could not tell you the person before, like if anyone had gone before him, genuinely.
Oh, from Britain?
Mm.
Yeah, no.
Which is why, like,
Well, we're not really taught it as such, like, are we? Because it's not like, I mean, obviously you've got any god's amount of information at your fingertips, but
how much
you
you
just don't-
actually use.
you just don't go and do it. You just
yeah, like
go,
you watch a guy getting electrocuted on a fence.
no, that Cat videos. Ah, the
Yeah,
cats.
literally.
What should I Google today?
We have unlimited information, more or less, at our fingertips.
Yeah, and
And the
everyone
first
goes
thing-
to the cat
Yeah,
videos.
it's literally what is funny today.
Yeah.
Like, but which
That's
is a bad thing.
That is terrible.
It is not.
That is terrible.
It's not. This is a very uncertain time right now.
Like,
It is
what? Because of Brexit?
because of North Korea,
No.
because of Trump, because of
Oh.
flipping everything.
Trump's
There's just
not gonna
so
do
much.
anything. What's
There's
Trump?
so much that
That's
people need laughter. People need the arts.
The arts. So just they go and Google them all then
Look at all the arts.
instead of learning about stuff.
Yeah, but
But
like,
I want to listen to some cats meowing at a frog. You know. Ah! I don't even know if it's a real video or not. I have no idea.
It probably is.
Probably is.
there's
Somewhere.
more or less everything on there.
I don't know. I just, I think just all these like podcasts and stuff. Like, I mean, they're really smart ones and stuff, and that obviously would bring down a smaller audience. I think anyway, because it would be
Yeah, well,
unless
I
you were
suppose-
really interested in that sort of stuff and you actually knew the even small amounts of it, then fair play. But I think me personally, if I was to go and listen to it, I'd be like, what?
Don't get it. Yeah,
What would I be
just
doing
don't
there?
get
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know a thing.
But like, it's not like they come in and they discuss like all these like formula and such.
Yeah.
It would
Well,
be like,
obviously that'd be
it would
terrible.
be like that would be awful.
It'd be a
But like
really
they
bad
would
podcast.
discuss like, for example, someone posed a question, what would happen if you fell into a black hole? And they speculate.
Well, it'd just be like
We don't know.
an eternal.
We don't know. Really?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
No,
What was
we-
that film? Interstellar or something?
Never seen it.
You ever seen Interstellar?
No, I've never seen it. I
that.
have heard it's good.
Watch it and then we'll discuss it next time. I was like, what? Whenever I seen it, I was like, this is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the space version of Inception.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
Ooh.
It's crazy stuff like.
Inception was one of those, wasn't it?
Yeah, but your
That was a
dreams.
controversial film.
Strange
People
film.
had so many opinions on that.
I watched it for 17 times. I still don't know what it means.
Like, that's the one with the spinning top at the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was messed up.
It's. Did you watched it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And you haven't seen Interstellar?
No.
Oh,
Wow.
it's terrible. You should watch it though. It is a very good film. But I mean, I don't know. Black holes. I don't know.
I know, that's what I'm saying, nor do I.
If they don't know, how would we know?
We wouldn't, but we just listen to them speculate, and then we can tell other people what they speculated.
But I want to tell people what I speculate. I'd be like, well, I speculate black holes aren't real. That's truth and fact.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, so, have you ever seen one?
Well, no. Well,
Well,
on
then.
like Google.
No,
maybe.
they're not. That's Photoshop.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
If you're a fact, then it's
There's a
my
big
fact.
PS in the
You
bottom.
literally, this is literally like where Donald Trump gets in trouble. He's like,
he just lies.
he's literally just like, that doesn't exist. No, there is literal proof it does.
I'm a real man.
False news.
Oh, I can't stand that fake news crap anymore.
Fake news. Oh my
You say
goodness.
false?
Ah!
You really are old.
Ah.
The Reddit false news.
I'm just gonna start wearing cardigans.
I don't know. I can't stand all this
Shirt and
fake
tie
news
all
stuff,
the
isn't it?
time.
Shirt and tie. What's wrong with wearing a shirt and tie all the time?
That's all old people wear.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
People wear it to work all the time.
That's work. You're retired. You don't have to wear it anymore.
It's fine. No, I don't know, but I mean, like going back to that guy for 3 years and not wanting to do that podcast anymore. Like that's just if you don't want to do it after a year,
Yeah.
then don't do it. Waste 3 years of your life and then eventually go, yeah, I don't really want to do it anymore. Maybe
It's just a
supposed to not
shame.
learn it.
It's just a shame. Like, as I say, like that to me was a shame.
But it's the
Because-
same with anything because if you like anything could get boring over 3 years time.
Oh, definitely. But like, what I mean is that I think what he was frustrated about was his audience
His
just
audience
declining.
not giving. Yeah.
And which is why, again, sort of circling around was if we
Was
do
he by
get-
himself? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I have to admit, I don't know. I don't remember too many ins and outs. It was more just I remember reading that and thinking that's a real damn shame after that amount of time because that's a lot of hours. Like if he did one a week,
For 3 years.
yeah, you know,
It's a lot of time, even if he was to edit it afterwards as well, and then
Oh,
obviously,
yeah, it's not
place
just
it
the
on
hour
each-
recording.
Yeah, it's true actually. Yeah, but then if you're by yourself, I would say it would get a lot worse a lot
Yeah,
quicker.
well, yeah, exactly. I
Because if
mean,
you're by yourself doing it, it'd be very lonely, and then you'd be like, "This is sad." Like
Well,
if it was
yeah.
him talking by himself the whole time and not getting anybody else on, like
yeah,
surely
there's
that.
only so much that you can talk about.
Yeah, to
Unless,
yourself.
of course,
Yeah.
you're like reviewing stuff. Like, it's different if, I don't know, like, I'm sure some guys on Twitch and stuff, they would play a game and then maybe review that or whatever.
Yeah, but that's
But-
Twitch and YouTube. I mean, if you were going to review something, you'd record a video of you doing something with this product and then review it.
Books.
Or, well, you can still review books.
Yeah, people could be doing that on their own. But I suppose it does come down to the point where it does come down to, do you love doing it enough
Yeah.
to carry on?
3 years, like, I can't believe that. My eyes opened, like,
Yeah.
I never popped out of my head whenever you
Yeah.
said 3 years. I've
Like,
been giving up for 3 years.
We've done 2 months of prep, a little bit of illness time.
a lot of illness
And
time.
And then, here we are. So I think that,
That goes to show
put that into perspective, had he done that work as well,
Yeah.
he could have, after 3 years, that could become a bit hard.
I don't know, it'd be very hard to give up something after 3 years. If you put your complete
Yeah, you're
time
all
and
into it.
devotion, if you just put
Yeah.
everything towards it and it went nowhere for 3 years, it's going to put you down. Like, but I mean,
It does come down to as well, though, that, like, obviously with us doing it as a two and being mates,
it'd be very different.
yeah,
It's
very different.
very, very
Because
different.
we could just hang out once a week
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
chat and record it.
Or,
and that would
but
be-
we could even do it without recording it.
But
It wouldn't be a big deal.
that's as easy as it could be for us to make a podcast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just to sit and have a
Yeah.
conversation.
It's true, but then if you go and look at some of the podcasts online, like, it's just people. Like, I know obviously an awful lot of celebrities make podcasts these days, and their audience are already there before they start
Yes.
the podcast. So it's very different for them as well. But if you start from scratch and it goes somewhere, then you got
Definitely.
something. You
Yeah.
got something unique.
Exactly.
But all these people that are making podcasts left, right, and centre, which are an awful lot of people are doing, but if they just start them out of nowhere by themselves, or even with a friend or something, and they don't, like you say, keep it fresh, then it's not nothing's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
this could go nowhere tomorrow. It'd be like the next day and the next month, the next year could just still be the same thing.
Yeah.
We
Which
still
is
have,
obviously
we
not.
still have the 2 followers, which are you and me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can still
Yeah.
have the same 2 people, but it's just, I'd say it's tough enough.
No, definitely. Like, respect anyone that can do it and keep it going.
Yeah, from scratch,
Yeah.
for definite. Like, I mean, like I say, the celebrity stuff, they've got all their
Yeah,
audience
they
there
have
anyway,
it
so
sorted because people will listen to them religiously.
re-
I'm a
regardless.
complete sucker for it.
I'm the
Like,
same as well, yeah.
you know,
definitely.
like, as I
Everyone
say-
should be. I mean, as long as you like someone and
Yeah.
they have a podcast and you like listen to their voice and what their
Yeah,
opinions are,
that's
then
it.
by all means, you go
That
ahead
is it.
and
Chris
slap them
Hardwick
about.
has me hooked.
I don't know how.
Oh man, he's so cool. He's so cool.
I don't know.
His
I don't know.
podcasts are good. I don't care.
No, I'm sure they are. I just don't listen well to his voice at
Oh,
all.
I just react.
It's just I don't know. I'm sure people do it all the time with certain podcasters or whatever their names would be. I don't know if that's the right title, but no, a voice is for radio, and if you don't have a radio voice, then there's something I don't know. Well, I don't know. It depends on what radio. If it was like country radio, maybe it'd be alright. It's like country and
I wouldn't be on FM. I'd be on like AM radio,
AM radio that
reading out the scores.
Yeah. Today is the 17th of July. No, but I mean it's very different because you like Chris Hardwick. It's
Like, yeah, love, whatever.
love. I love him so much.
I'd lie. Want to be him.
You want to be him?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh, I would.
You want to be yourself. You don't want to be anybody else
Oh, he would be awesome to be.
for a day.
Yeah, to see what it's like to be famous. I think that'd be really cool.
To be famous. I don't know. I think I'd be scared.
Woo!
Not like
He's like,
waking up underneath my bed sheets. Not today.
I can't. Why? I'm famous. No,
I don't know. I think it'd be really awkward because I mean, if you were famous
Mm.
because of doing whatever,
Mm.
regardless of like if it was like reality, then you could be put in the bin for that. That's not famous. That's just being stupid.
Yeah.
But if you were famous for being an actor and you were being followed all the time, I'd be scared.
It would be hard, yeah.
It would not be hard. It would be scary because you
know.
don't know what. Because you could sneeze and they'd be like, "Look what happened to him today."
He's,
and they'd be
sneezed,
like-
he's sick.
But they could be like, "Oh, the headline could be Brad Pitt punches himself in the face." And it would just be him sneezing. You never know what happened. And it's like, "Oh no, what's he doing? He's going nuts. Shaved his hair." You know,
Remember
Never know.
Britney did that.
to Britney. She's
Yeah.
looking well, maybe her. She's
She still isn't even that old.
No, I know. I remember that. Was it Hit Me Baby One More Time came out or
What
something?
was she like 16 or
I
something?
don't even know.
17?
It's scary though. How is she even? No, she'd be 30 now, wouldn't she? She over 30 now?
Yeah, she's in her 30s.
Strange, like, but I don't know. Different podcasts. Listen to their voice and stuff. It's just if it was something maybe I was interested in, I could listen to it. But
Well, that's what gets me, I think.
every episode, then
Everyone, they're all different, and what I love about them, I guess, is that they're not about, for example, this is how you act all the time. This is how you be an actor. This is how you become good. They're all like, a lot of it is
what do they do in their spare time and stuff?
Yeah, like their moral decisions and like their family and their family life, and he always sort of says at one point, like at the end of everyone, which is really cool, is like, do you have like a mantra, like a saying that you would live by or whatever? And it's really interesting to hear the difference between, for example, Neil deGrasse Tyson and John Bernthal. Completely different ends of the spectrum.
In what sense?
Well, one's a scientist and one's an actor.
But so is Tom Cruise.
I don't get that.
Is he not?
No, he is, but I don't know what you mean.
Well, not like, what's different ends of the spectrum? That's like poor and rich.
No, as in terms of like career, one's an astrophysicist with a PhD and one's an actor.
And you call them the same person then?
Different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, is their mantra the same?
No, they're completely different. That's what I mean. Like, they're all, like, one, for example, like, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson's is something along the lines of...
well, get the quotes in. You have to get the quotes in.
No, I won't get it right.
No,
but it's something along the lines
Google
of
it,
basically, like, learn something new every day.
Yeah.
And,
John
actors...
Like, don't kill anybody today.
Yeah, don't be the Punisher. No, like, actors are slightly different. They're always just, like, if you don't go for it, it won't be yours, sort of thing. Which...
So that sort of goes in like into their career as well.
Yeah, like it's really interesting to hear the mindsets because they are all like obviously stupidly successful.
Yeah.
In their field.
Yeah.
But then you sort of get why.
Well, if you live by a mantra every day, like I mean, even from like a young age, like achieve your dreams, like something as stupid as that, like that's just really dumb, I think. But people do live by that. And it's like if you don't wake up every day knowing that you're going to achieve your dream at some point, then what's the point in living? It's like, well, that's very grim.
Yeah, it is grim.
But people do get somewhere with that sort of mindset. Be like, oh, if I don't get out of bed with my right foot today, then there's something bad's going to happen to me and stuff. You know, it's strange how people live by certain laws. You know, in their own head, and be like, yeah, well, today I'm going to do this, and that's going to get me somewhere.
Fair play to them, because I mean,
it's hard like that.
To become that super successful, you do have to be pretty tuned in.
You need to have a lot of willpower, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And like
all day, every day.
No, yeah, like you literally have to live by live your career.
But surely you've got to turn off at one point and just switch off and be
they
like.
They can though. That's the thing. A lot of them say they just take 3 months off. Yeah, they just.
Because you don't realise that, because obviously whenever their films and stuff come out, because the films obviously take a long time to film and all that sort of stuff, and then by the time they're released,
it's like a year later.
Yeah, that's true.
Weird. Fair play to them, as I say. I think it's really impressive. That's why I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get the same sort of, not like create our own mantra or something like, but I mean, if we had our own sort of vision or goal, we do have a goal, I suppose, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Well, I wouldn't even say it's really set in stone as such. I think it's going to be one of these ones.
It's going to change.
Yeah. I mean, as this evolves and as we hopefully, as I say, get feedback and as we, talk about the different subjects that will come up and the more time we spend
fake
on
news.
It, yeah, like that could well be something that comes up.
No,
or
never.
It will not.
I
or
never talk about fake news ever again. Probably will. Well, at some
that's fake news.
No, that's
no,
fake news.
Like, yes, like we will. I reckon as this sort of grows and evolves, and as we move through the episodes, and as we get more used to the setup, the layout,
the awkwardness.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously this is different for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're sitting in a room right now, and we've had some tea, by the way.
Yeah, it's not just about the logo.
We genuinely drink tea.
But we're not British. So it's okay.
No, we are not.
Well, that's another episode.
I would consider myself Northern Irish.
Yeah, that's another episode.
But as we are sitting in a room right now with a camera, laptop.
A camera?
audio thing. What do you call it? Microphone.
Microphone? Are you that old?
Microphone,
It's your
Jimmy.
camera, Miller.
This thing can't see me.
A camera?
You know, well, we technically we've got phones, but
Are they on?
mine is, yeah.
Well, mine's dead. So.
Oh, get a new phone. No, the no, the this is alien at the moment.
Yeah. No,
Well, certainly to me. I mean, you've probably done it with YouTube videos.
I haven't done a podcast as such. Like I haven't done an hour-long video.
No. Well, that's fair enough, actually. I suppose whenever you're maybe doing your longer YouTube videos, it is playing with friends anyway.
Yeah, but like it's even whenever you're doing like a 20-minute video or something. Like if you record for like an hour, I used to record for like 4 or 5 hours and used to make like 3 videos out of it.
Oh, cool. Right, fair enough.
But like but then like I say, whenever you're doing the first hour or something, like the first time I was doing it, it's very different because it was new.
Yeah.
And even I think the first one I did was like 4 or 5 hours long or something.
Mm.
But once you get the first hour out of the way, it's gone. Like there's no turning back then.
Well, yeah. I mean,
You know.
I suppose that is something else we're sort of hoping for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is that as we go on, these will become more fluid. Conversation will
yeah,
become better
yeah.
structured. You know, what we talk about will become more interesting.
Well, not if you're a part of the team, that's for sure.
That's actually so. Well, what the content is will be more interesting. Maybe not the voice that speaks it.
Yeah,
As such.
I would agree. Maybe my voice is terrible. I don't know. Because
No.
it's always weird whenever you listen to your voice back on a video camera or
Oh, it's
something.
the worst.
It's like you sound like as if you're like a chipmunk.
Yeah, it's like I sound like that, and
Yeah.
everyone hears it.
Yeah, it's really strange. But,
Yeah.
and see, whenever you look at other people in the mirror, whenever they're looking in the mirror,
Mm.
do you not think they look like ridiculously different? Because obviously your face isn't symmetrical.
You sure you're not like a fun fair?
No, it's not one of those mirrors. What on earth? No, have you never genuinely looked at someone looking in a mirror?
Well, like beside.
Not like not like a creepy way. just
Sorry,
beside them.
what?
It's just if they're looking in a mirror, then
Right.
you're beside them.
Okay.
Look
I'm
at
gonna go with it, but
No, right, say the next time you're with Rachel, right, tell her to go and look in the mirror, right? And then you go and look in the mirror, but not at yourself, at her. So don't stand behind her. Stand beside her so you're not in the mirror.
okay.
And then look at her face in the mirror, and it's so weird, so different to the person you look at.
Okay.
Because it's obviously mirrored, so your eyes are like looking
Yeah,
at two
yeah,
different
yeah.
things. It's really creepy. Don't know how that got brought up, but
Nor do I, but I'm glad it has got brought up because now,
it's very, very
now I
strange.
can report back at some point whenever I've.
How did that get brought up? What happened? What is going on?
My voice that came from this.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's true though, but I mean, like,
It's like how the original. This was almost called something completely different. Do you remember the
What,
original name?
what, podcasting?
No. This particular podcast. Do you remember what we started with the name?
The name?
Mm.
No.
You don't remember?
No.
You don't remember the very first.
I
one?
remember the logo.
Oh no! Like the very first ever name.
The
we were like,
name?
and we were like, that's so good, and then we were like, oh no, wait, it's not.
Oh, was it not something podcast? It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No,
The
no,
podcast
no.
wasn't in it.
No.
What was it?
Do you give up?
Did you get it? Yeah, I give up.
Yeah. Do you not remember? It was Dullard and the Beard.
Dullard and the Beard.
Do you remember? And then we were like, that sounds too much
I
like a
thought
radio
it was
show.
Clarky and the Beard.
No, Dullard.
I remember the beard bit. I
Of
don't remember
course,
Dullard.
you-
No, but I remember Clark.
Yeah.
I thought it was
No,
Clarky and the Beard.
Dullard and the Beard. That was literally that was my name in that.
Dullard.
Yeah.
You don't really talk about much about yourself in a very high. That's terrible.
Did you not remember that?
Dullard. No, I remember Clarky. I'm pretty sure. I remember
Yeah.
Clarky. But then you could all just say to them, be like, well, what one would you prefer? The wee. Well, it's a bit late now. I
Yeah, it
suppose.
is named.
The wee
It is
podcast,
named.
the Dullard and the Beard. But then you could always have the wee podcast being an actual thing about something completely different, and then have
Mm.
another podcast called Dullard and the Beard, where we just talk about the most dull things and beards. So that's a nice beard. That's a nice beard. You know,
I agree.
in a very dull way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then honestly, that whole mirror thing, you should check that out. It is very
I
strange.
will check that out
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But
It is
and if
very
anyone else has actually tried that, please do let us know.
If it's just me, then I am nuts.
Yeah, or is Phil looking in a fun fair mirror thing?
It's true.
Like, are you in a fun house? in like
It's-
in
you don't
Carrick
believe
Fergus
me.
Fair.
You don't believe me, but you will find this out the next time you see Rachel, and you'll be like, "You look really weird in a mirror."
Oh my goodness!
Because you look at yourself in a mirror, and you think that's what you look like.
Can you imagine me saying that to my girlfriend?
Yes, because I said to
Sorry,
Lauren.
Rachel, but you look so weird in a mirror.
Yeah. Because I said to Lauren the other day. Not like an insulting way or anything. I just like, you look really different in a mirror. It's like, what do you mean? It's
Whoa, whoa! You said weird, not
Okay.
different.
okay, well, okay, I didn't say I said weird, but it was very weird. But then whenever you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, that's how I look like. But that's not how you look.
like.
Because even on phones, it's mirrored.
True.
So you're never going to know what you look like
Well,
properly.
you will.
I can tell you for one, if you look at someone in a mirror, their face is, it's nuts.
Skew with.
Do you know like Sloth out of the Goonies?
No.
That's what they look like. Yes, you know who Sloth is.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's what they look like.
Oh dear.
Their left eyes like way up at the top of their head, and their right eyes are way down at their teeth. That's true, Bill.
How do we end up here?
What
has happened?
What an episode for the first episode for the podcast ends in Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah, everyone out there looks like something from the Goonies, apparently.
No, they don't.
That is what you've just said.
I didn't. I said the people that look like whenever they're. Stop changing my words because that's not what I said.
Oh,
It really is strange. But next time you will text me and you'll be like, "Oh my god, what is she?" You will. You'll be like, "How on earth might I noticed this before?"
Oh my days.
It's true. Honestly, it's true.
Oh my days. So, if everyone could please email the wee podcast ni@gmail.com with your thoughts, comments. Do you look like Sloth from the Goonies?
In the mirror.
In the mirror, sorry, not outside the mirror, because the mirror obviously isn't what you look like. And we're also.
Someone will find this, and they will be like, "Oh my god, Phil's right."
Oh my days.
And I will win.
We're also on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook.
Just search the wee podcast, or hashtag the wee podcast. Is where we're at as well on the hashtag. Feel free to hit us up there. Check us out on YouTube as well. Hopefully that'll be up soon. But it's all the main social medias and the email as well. Because what we would really like is some, as we mentioned, some feedback, some thoughts, comments, whatever. We'll address them. We'll answer any questions anyone has. If you're from some other country, maybe you want to know about where we live. Maybe you want to know a bit more about why we're doing this. A bit more about us. Whatever. Feel free to drop us a message or an email. Whatever.
Don't be nasty.
Yeah, be nice.
I don't care.
Yeah, we're pretty thick-skinned, so yeah, fire us some.
Is that a fat joke?
Oh my days!
I was skinny in the mirror as well. No, I didn't.
Oh my days!
What was in that tea?
What was that tablet? Anyway, I will. Well, hopefully we'll see you soon. We'll get you in the next one. But it's been a lot of fun. We've really enjoyed it. Well, I have anyway.
Yeah.
You enjoyed yourself?
Been good banter.
It has. It's been good being here. So yeah, we'll hopefully catch you next week. So take it easy, guys.
Goodbye.